Megadeth!
Yeah! Back!
Now tell me, lads, since the last time we had you on the show, apart from the two of you, of course, we're talking about a different Megadeth, right? You've got two new people in the band.
Half of a different Megadeth.
Yeah, we fired Gar and Chris because they weren't really into the band as much as we were, and we were having all kinds of problems. You could tell with the shows, and it just got old real fast. You know, they disappear before shows and stuff, and you know, I'm getting old already, and I didn't need that.
Actually, it's funny you should say, because I read somewhere that you were complaining that the reasons they were no good was because A, they were too old, and B, not as smart as you.
There's a lot more reasons than just that, but, you know, I don't think they liked having someone tell them what to do, you know, because Gar and Chris are almost 60 between the two of them. And, you know, me trying to tell them how to think and dress and stuff like that, because, you know, Gar would walk around in his black leather pants and stuff like that, and he looked like a pimp, so we just said, look, come on, you can't do this at metal shows. Kids are going to think that you know, slipped out of the Sly Stone concert.
And what about David? Do you find this man tells you what to wear and what to do?
Hell no, I wear what I want, man. This is it right here.
Those guys needed help. Those guys needed
See, we
help.
like kind of have the same brain, you know, so we think the same all along the time anyway. But yeah, with Gar and Chris, the dedication wasn't there, and we found that they wanted to be doing other things all the time. The band was kind of a second priority to them.
Right.
But so now we have Chuck Beeler, who's our new drummer, and Jeff Young, our new guitar player, and
Where did you find these people from?
Chuck we'd known he comes from Detroit, Michigan, back in the States, and we'd known him for about a year or so. And we'd heard him play quite a bit, so we knew that when we came off our tour, before we went into the studio to start our new record that we just finished, that he'd be the drummer to slide right into the position. So that worked out real smooth. Jeff Young, Dave and I had both, he was giving a friend of ours guitar lessons, and we heard him, he started jamming a couple of Megadeth riffs, and we said, man, you know what? We got this tape, and we're in the studio. Why don't you come down and put out some solos? So,
and now they're in the band.
Yeah, he came down and worked out great, so here we are.
All right, well, look, we're going to have a look at the brand new Megadeth lineup in a minute, but first, let's have a look at the old Megadeth lineup. One of my favourite videos from the last 12 months or so. This is Peace Sells, but Who's Buying?
Yeah.
You'll never work it out. Not in a million years. Not if we've even played it really slowly would you catch every image on that, which is one of the reasons I like it. That was Megadeth and Peace Sells, but Who's Buying?
Right.
Okay, since all that happened, you've been in the studios recording a new album.
Yeah, we just completed it around the end of September, and I went up to Bearsville out in Woodstock, and we started mixing it, and it wasn't quite what we wanted, so we went out back to Los Angeles and had the infamous Michael Wagner mix it. And needless to say, now, finally, we have a record that we were proud of. I mean, Peace Sells was a good record for us, but sonically it wasn't what we wanted to do. You know, we had to sit in there for hours and hours and go over the same stuff, you know, drum tracks and stuff like that. Whereas with this new lineup, Chuck had been playing with us about 5 days before we went into the studio. And, I mean, you can't tell, you know, that he's only been with us 5 days because we sound, you know, closer knit than we've ever been before, but I don't know, this new record really shows the band how we want to be perceived by everyone.
Do you think you've really topped the last two albums?
I definitely think so. I mean, one thing about it, we had all the songs together, like we always do every time we go in the studio. We don't go in there and write songs in the studio at $1,000 a day. So, so all that was together, and like Dave said, Chuck had only been with us for about a week, and so when we went in there, Chuck is a good enough musician and a drummer to be able to get in there and just lay the tracks down, which was good. Everything went real smooth. It was on schedule, and we had some money to work with this time too. Our last record was recorded for Combat Records originally,
right.
which is our independent label we were with before Capitol. So we didn't have a whole lot of money, and you know the sound quality suffers a bit from that, from not having money, because that's one of the.
Tell me, do you think there'll ever be a time when you know bands, they get a little bit old and they start to broaden out and mellow out a little bit and cross over a little bit, and suddenly you get a few sneaky ballads in there?
You know, people have been saying that that we've sold out, so to speak, you know, for commercial success, and just for that reason is the reason we titled the record what it is.
Which is?
So far, so good, so what?
Oh, listen, let's have a look at the first single from that new album. This is called Wake Up Dead. You sure you didn't write that song about me?
Yeah. No, it's Wake Up Dad.
Okay, cool. Now, look, the reason you're in Britain is because in 2 days' time you're going up to Leeds to play this huge festival. Who else is on the bill? I know Nuclear Assault are on the bill.
Overkill, Nuclear Assault, the Cro-Mags, Yay, Virus, Lost Rocket, and
Creator.
Voivod and Creator.
and Destruction, I believe. I think.
No, I don't think Destruction.
They're not under?
I think there's 8 bands.
It's going to be a hell of a day, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be a long day, that's for sure.
That's for sure. There's going to be a lot of beer.
Because the last time you played in Britain, of course, you had all sorts of problems. Your gear got impounded.
At the Hammersmith,
At the Hammersmith Odeon in London, yeah. Are you hoping to kind of like wipe out all memories of that?
Well, see, this time, okay, last time we came over here, all of our gear got locked up in customs, and this time we're planning a rehearsal while we're here, so we can go over all of our gear. When you use rented gear, it's like, you know, sleeping with someone else's girlfriend. You don't know what you're doing, you know. I mean, the job gets done, but you know, still don't have as much fun if you're using your own stuff. And this time we're going to be able to work with it and, you know, be able to get everything dialed in instead of changing in between songs and turning knobs and having your cordlesses cut out on you during the best song.
Right.
You know, and
but of course, after this, of course, you were just telling me you're going out on tour in America, not with one of the new metal bands, with Dio.
With Dio, right.
From December 28th to March 23rd, we're going to be doing 50 shows with them all around.
How do you think you're gonna, you know, up against the old man there? Who do you think?
I think it'll be real good. Our record is going to be released in America about mid-January, so we'll be on the tour a couple weeks before the record comes out. But I think it's going to go real good. Everybody's predicting that it'll do good. Ronnie seems to be excited about us going out with him, so...
Well, ask me what I think.
I'm not going to ask Dave what he thinks, because I think we know what he thinks.
I think it'll be great, all right?
All right, well, listen, I wish you a lot of luck with that, guys, and I hope you come back and see us. Now, we're just going to show a bit of Cro-Mags. I heard you go yay when we mentioned them.
Yeah, good friends of ours.
Really good friends of ours. We met them in New York a long time ago, and they're probably one of the most sincere core bands to come out of New York. You know, they're not pretentious. They know what they're doing.
This is what we want, no pretension. All right, listen, thank you very much, Dave Mustaine.
Quite welcome.
All right.
Ellefson, thank you very much. This is the Cro-Mags, and we've got to know.